To write off or not to write off, that is the question. Now, according to vehicle information expert HPI, of every 100 cars that are checked by them, 4 are written off. So applying that as a simple ratio, 1 in every 25 vehicles is a write-off. There are 30 million passenger cars on UK roads. Therefore, 1.25 million written off cars driving on the UK roads today. Now, according to the Association of British Insurers, which is the ABI, there are 4 categories of write-off vehicle or total loss, ranging from A to D. Now, A and B cars suffer extreme damage, more significant damage, but what we're interested in really is in these 2 categories C and D. Now, with Cat C vehicles, the cost of repair exceeded the vehicle's value, and whereas Cat D, the damage was significant. So basically, Cat C is the worst one, theoretically speaking. Cat C car should have suffered more damage than a Cat D car. That's all well and good in print. In reality, it's a little bit different. Other factors are involved. There may have been a dispute between both parties. The car may have spent more time than it should have in a storage area. Therefore, the costs incurred increased. Then the car may have been written off as a result of those costs incurred. From my visits to salvage dealers, there are many cars that are declared Category C cars, not as many Category D. Occasionally you'll find a Cat D car with more damage than a Cat C car, so the lines and divisions are blurred. I've lost count of how many times I've heard salvage dealers say to me, it's easy to write off a car these days. Of course, cars, more sensors, more airbags. Airbags can be deployed with less impact than other cars. Ford car, for example, which is the same platform as a Fiat 500, doesn't require a heavy impact to actually deploy the airbags. As a result, the car will be written off. So all this money spent by manufacturers on research and development for increasing numbers of cars to be written off amounts to such a colossal waste of resources. It is simply not sustainable. Now, this is a typical V5C document, registration document, call it whatever, logbook, and we can see that at the bottom we've got a statement here in section 3, substantially repaired and or accident damage. So we know that this vehicle that this registration document belongs to is a Category C total loss write-off. For that statement to be printed, the car must undergo a vehicle identity check, or VIC check, and that will cost you £41. Now, Category D written off cars will not have a statement printed in section 3, so it's really up to the buyer to be very aware and do the searches via HPI or Equifax or whichever company and check the database. Now, this 2009 Kia Rio was bought for $2,100 back in 2010. The primary damage suffered, as shown by the photo, was that the front wheel was pushed back against the wing. It required a new wishbone and a new ball joint. And apart from a few other scuffs on the bumper and bonnet and the dents in the passenger wing, that was the main reason why it was written off a year and a half after it was registered. Should this car have been written off in the first place? Category C and Category D cars will appear also on the VCAR database, which is the Vehicle Alert Register. The fact is that a Category C car like this will always have a statement on the V5C that can never be removed, whereas a Category D car has no statement on the V5. What you need to do ideally, is have the car inspected. An independent inspection will cost you between £200 and £300 from companies such as Autoline, and that will, if passed, remove the car off the condition alerts register. Ultimately though, the onus is on the buyer to have the car checked ideally on a ramp and to find out where the repair took place, and even better is to have the photos when the car was bought damaged in the first place. So Category C and Category D cars will always have the stigma of having the label write off or total loss. Furthermore, car dealers will not accept these cars as trade-in or part exchange. Private buyers will have to know the full history of repair to even consider buying the car. So there are many obstacles against this car, selling it and purchasing it. Basically, if you're buying one of these cars, consider it as a long-term purchase for yourself and get your money's worth, as I've done with this.